So I just got off of a call with one of my coaching clients, and she said something that was really, really, really important that I think a lot of people that are struggling with reaching their fitness goals, their weight loss goals, would really benefit from. So we were talking about holding yourself accountable, and we were also talking about going out to events where there might be some temptation, but there also might be some influences from other people around you. And these people around you are used to you being a certain way. These people around you are used to you eating a certain way. So when you finally decide to go on one of these journeys, a lot of these people around you are not going to fully understand your desire to go on this journey, your motivation to go on this journey, even why you're on this journey in the beginning to begin with. So we've got to slowly get them to understand why we're on this journey. So we've got to accept that when you tell someone no, you don't want to do something because of X, Y, and Z, they're going to question that decision. Some people, not all people, but a lot of the people that are closest to you might question that decision that you don't want to eat this, where you always in get involved in the things that we have and we eat. Now all of a sudden you don't want to eat those things. That can be very um, shocking to people, to say the least. The people that are used to you eating those things. So what my client said was, she said that no is a full sentence. The word no is a full sentence, and I don't owe anyone any explanations as to why I don't want to eat those things. No means no, and that is it. And I said to her, I said, that is a really good point. And of course, again, a lot of times that's going to be easier said than done. I told her it's your responsibility to get these people used to you saying no. Like, they have to see you do it over and over and over again before they finally get to the point where they understand that this is the new normal. And eventually they'll get to the point where they'll just stop offering because they know you're going to say no. And it becomes much easier for you to not do it when they're not offering. So that was a really good point, is that no, you don't owe anybody any explanation as to why you're making these changes, because you're not making these changes for anyone else other than you and maybe your family, the people that are closest to you. But also, what I said to her is, you also don't owe yourself any explanation. And what I meant by that is, whenever you want to eat poorly, but you know you should eat good, you've got to be able to tell yourself no. And then that part of you that says, well, why not? No one's going to know if you eat that one cookie. It's not that big of a deal. You've got to be able to tell that part of you no. You've got to be able to stick to your guns, and you've got to be able to hold strong on the commitments that you made. Because if you've been here before, you've heard me say that it's always so much easier to keep the commitments that you make to others, but so difficult for you to keep the commitments that you make to yourself. So yes, no is a full sentence, and you don't owe anyone any explanation once you decide to do the right things for your health, for your fitness, and for your desire to lose weight. But you also don't owe yourself an explanation for why you're deciding to make these changes, because I told her it's easy to say when there's no temptation. It's easy for us to have this conversation on the day of our check-in call and have this discussion, and it sounds good, but it's difficult in those moments of temptation. But those moments of temptation are when it matters the most. So I just wanted to share that with you, because I know a lot of people go through this, where they're out at an event and the food is there, and you decide, I'm going to stick to my meal plan, I'm going to stick to my diet because my goals are important. And then when people offer you things and you say no, you feel like you owe them an explanation, because they're probably going to question, and you don't owe them an explanation. But again, your job is to get those people used to you saying no. So it becomes the new normal. If you say no today and the next two times you say yes, and then all of a sudden you decide to say no again, you're just confusing people. and they'll never get used to you being on this journey. The next best thing you can do is tell people what you're doing and tell people why you're doing it so that they can help you. But again, I think the biggest point is not only do you not owe other people an explanation, you also don't owe yourself an explanation. So let me know what you think down below in the comments about this topic. And if you need any help on your journey, click the first link below in the description, fill out the form, and the two of us together will figure out what we need to do to get you from where you're at to where you want to be. And of course, as always, the first coaching call is free.